This is breaking news. The SEC just approved Grayscale's ETF that includes Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, XRP, and Cardano. This news has major implications for all of these coins and for the crypto market as a whole. These next few days are going to be critical. The industry is in a position it's never been in before. The Federal Reserve just changed the rules when it comes to banks entering crypto. The biggest mortgage firms in the US are going to start considering crypto for mortgages, and Senator Cynthia Lumis is pushing for some big tax breaks for crypto. The stage is set, and the Grayscale ETF news just pushed us over the edge. But it's not all blue skies. In this video, I'm going to talk about the good, the bad, and the ugly when it comes to these ETFs. I'm also going to cover the top 3 altcoins that are going to see a major impact thanks to this news. This is going to be a very important video, so hit the like button and let's get right into it. So global liquidity keeps hitting new highs. It's no secret that this liquidity is critical for fueling the bull run. And we've been seeing bullish headlines every single day for the past 6 months. But Bitcoin has been trading sideways for a very long time. And this index is showing us that we're a long way from altcoin season. It seems like we're at a standstill. But the truth is, we might be a lot closer than we think. Goldman Sachs just boosted its rate cut forecast for this year. They're projecting that the Federal Reserve will cut interest rates in September, October, and November. But the market is holding its breath until Jerome Powell and crew give us a better idea in their next meeting on July 29th. Any indication of a rate cut could set this market on fire. Lower interest rates mean more cash available for risk assets like crypto. Think of it as the plumbing being in place, and we're just waiting for the water to flow. But a very important part of that plumbing are crypto ETFs. It's one of the things that makes this bull run different from all the rest. These funds let people invest in crypto through their regular brokerage accounts. No need to mess with wallets or exchanges, and they're regulated. So you get some peace of mind with secure custody and solid liquidity. They're opening the door for mainstream adoption by bringing crypto to traditional finance. But there's also a flip side. You don't actually own the crypto, so you miss out on things like staking or using coins directly. There's also management fees that can eat into returns. But all in all, we've seen these ETFs have a significant positive impact. So far this year, Bitcoin ETFs have brought in $48.4 billion in net inflows. That's a whopping 2.3% of the entire market cap of Bitcoin. And that's considering the market hasn't been very hot this year. So imagine the potential effect this can have on other coins that are awaiting ETF approvals, and scale it up for significantly better market conditions later this year. Right now in the US, only Bitcoin and Ethereum ETFs have been approved, but the SEC just approved Grayscale's combined ETF that also includes Solana, XRP, and Cardano. This is a big fat signal that we're about to see approvals for these single coin ETFs. Analysts are already raising their approval odds for these to 95% by the end of the year, but there's a big list of coins that have ETF applications in progress. And next, I'm going to be giving you my thesis on the top 3 that I'm building into my portfolio. But before I do, just a reminder, this video is for educational purposes only and is not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. Crypto is risky, so do your own research and make decisions at your own risk. With that being said, let's get to it. So the first one on my list is XRP. It's a crypto designed for quick and affordable international payments, processing transactions in a few seconds for a fraction of a cent. That's its calling card. Ripple, which is the company behind XRP, is partnered with over 300 financial institutions. This one has a major piece of news that's paving the way for ETF approval. Just a few days ago, Ripple withdrew its appeal in the long-running SEC lawsuit, and the SEC also dropped its appeal. This confirms that XRP isn't a security on public exchanges, and this clarity plus the Grayscale news is what's boosted the ETF approval odds to 95%. Firms like Grayscale and Bitwise have filed applications for standalone XRP spot ETFs. XRP is actually the 3rd biggest crypto by market cap and has a very strong community. If you're part of the XRP army and you're watching this video, make sure you hit that like button so this information can get out to more people. At the end of last year, Ripple launched its very own stablecoin, RLUSD. It's backed by cash and bonds and has a stamp of approval from New York regulators. It's beneficial for XRP because it runs on the XRP ledger, so it pumps up network activity. Europe also has its eyes on XRP. Just a few days ago, the European Central Bank announced that the XRP ledger will play a key role in its 12-month digital euro pilot program. The ECB president highlighted Ripple and XRP ledger's role in in advancing digital euro initiatives. It's a big partnership and it validates XRP's tech and credibility in the global financial system. There's a lot more to say about XRP and I'm only scratching the surface in this video. I encourage you to go take a look at the charts, understand the history, and keep an eye on XRP related news. Some might call XRP a dinosaur, but it's a heavy hitter and it's going to be a big player in this upcoming bull run. So the next one on my list is Solana. It's currently the 5th biggest crypto by market cap, and its high speed and low cost transactions make it a go-to for a lot of things. Some of those things include meme coins, and particularly the pump fund frenzy we saw recently, and decentralized apps like DeFi and NFTs. Solana Labs has built a network that rivals Ethereum and was the big winner of the last bull market. Here on DeFi Llama, we can see that Solana is the 2nd biggest chain when it comes to the total value locked in decentralized finance apps. There's still a massive gap to Ethereum, but it's impressive for the new kid on the block to have pushed up so much in such a short time. The network is thriving and there's so much more to be seen. Solana showed strength when the market pumped at the beginning of this year, which means it's proven its ability to be a top performer when things really heat up. They've got a partnership with Visa for stablecoin payments, as well as a partnership with the payments giant Pfizer for their very own stablecoin launched on the network. Solana is another one where there's just so much to talk about. One of the big hurdles of the past were network outages that would happen somewhat frequently, but the network has been clean for a while, with the last reported outage more than 17 months ago in February 2024. Based on its track record, it's no surprise that Solana is a top candidate for a spot ETF approval with 95% odds. I've been accumulating Sol on dips as I see it has potential as a big player in the AI agent sector, and we're likely to see a second round of meme coin craziness in the near future. There's some great foundations here, and the ETF will only add fuel to the fire. And speaking of fire, that brings me to the last coin on today's list. But before we jump in, one quick thing for all you crypto traders out there. I always get asked about my favorite exchange to use, and the truth is, I don't have one. There's too many hacks and downtimes to just rely on a single platform. Even exchanges like Coinbase have had major outages all the time. That's why I use over 10 exchanges. And one of my main ones is WEEX. They have some of the lowest fees in the game, and getting started is as easy as signing up with an email. You can follow the link in the description to learn more for a special bonus. With that being said, let's get back to it. So last but not least, we have Cardano or ADA. You might see this one referred to as a dinosaur coin too, but it's another heavy hitter. Cardano is currently the 9th biggest crypto by market cap. It had its big moment when it peaked in the 2021 bull run, and it's another top contender for a spot ETF with approval odds of 95%. Cardano got a big overhaul at the beginning of this year with the Plowman upgrade. This introduced fully decentralized governance and on-chain treasury management, so the community can vote on decisions and allocate funds. Then there's the Midnight Protocol, a privacy-focused Cardano sidechain that has zero knowledge proofs to enable private transactions, payments, and records. It also caters to real-world industries like healthcare and finance, with over 1,000 developers currently testing it. Cardano builds its blockchain with careful scientific research. They're making sure the chain is reliable for important uses like banking or government services. They're teaming up in places like Africa to provide digital IDs and store school records, helping communities in fast-growing regions. The co-founder, Charles Hoskinson, also helped to co-found Ethereum alongside Vitalik Buterin, so that adds some serious credibility to the project. He's been a big advocate for crypto as a whole and has been heavily involved in shaping the regulations in the US. Cardano's track record and reputation make it a strong candidate for a spot ETF approval. When it comes to Cardano and XRP, they're being ridiculed for being old. But I want you to think about how brand new institutional and retail investors would approach crypto for the first time. They go down the list of the top coins by market cap. That's where they start their research. So although some of these projects may not have the most cutting edge technology, they're still valid because of their scale, market awareness, and investment thesis. When the market rises, we see them rise. Not to mention the fact that institutions are creating ETFs around them. ETFs are set to bring a lot of attention to these coins, and the approval odds are high. Having broader institutional and retail access to crypto projects is a bigger game changer than most people think. We've seen strong net inflows on both Bitcoin and Ethereum right under our noses. And other countries have actually approved ETFs for more than just the big two. But arguably, some of the biggest dollars flow through Wall Wall Street institutions, which is why approvals in the US are so important. But you also have to remember that these ETFs are simply just vehicles for investors to access these projects. They still need to have strong fundamentals that can attract investors. That's why the project utility, team, development, marketing, tokenomics, and roadmap are important to understand. I've done recent deep dives on some of the projects covered today, so check out my other videos if you're interested in learning more about XRP, Cardano, and more. And one last thing, discussing a project doesn't mean you should invest all your money in it. Nothing I share is financial advice. Always do your own research and understand the opportunities and risks before making any investment decisions. If you want to dive deeper into the projects I'm following, then join me in the FireHustle VIP Discord. The link is in the description below. For more content like this, please give this video a like and subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.